is on assignment. Thank you so much for joining us on air and on CBS 19 Plus. Well, as you get ready to head out after a long holiday weekend, things are looking pretty nice out there, but some people are getting a little fog as they try to take the kids to school and head to work. So be careful.
That's right. Yeah, definitely want to be careful. We got some patchy fog out there, some thick areas of fog in some locations. Should be burning off by the time we get to the later half of the morning and into this afternoon. Shaping up to be a very beautiful day, but as we look at our current visibilities, we're down to a 3/4 of a mile of visibility down in Crockett and down to 4.5 miles of visibility in Groveton. So if you're in that location, that general vicinity is definitely going to be seeing some limited visibility, so definitely make sure to exercise caution. A live look at Nacogdoches. We're seeing a little bit of evidence of that fog that we saw earlier. Those skies are clearing overhead. Temperatures across the area in the upper 60s to low 70s, so rather comfortable as you step outside. Next few hours show that temperatures will be expected to build into the middle 80s by the time we reach the early afternoon, and we'll start to see a little bit of cloud cover move in as we head into this later parts of this morning and into this afternoon and into the next 3 days. We're going to be expecting temperatures in the upper 80s for Wednesday, low 90s for Thursday and Friday, and then a cool down with some rain chances is coming in for this weekend. We'll take a look at all the details in your full forecast coming up.
Thank you, Joel. Well, students and staff at Sabine ISD will be getting access to more support and counseling today following the death of a high school student. The district confirms the student died following an incident yesterday. Right now, the details are still limited, and the district says the situation is still under investigation. They are not releasing more details at this time. In a statement, Sabine ISD shared their condolences, and they're asking that you keep the family, school, and community in your prayers. We will continue to follow this story and bring you updates as we learn more today. Meanwhile, we are working to learn more about what happened at a Liberty City park yesterday afternoon. Details here also limited. Here's what we know right now. Chief Deputy Craig Harrington of Gregg County said multiple agencies responded to this scene. The incident took place at Hugh Camp Memorial Park in Kilgore. As we learn more, we'll keep you updated both on air and online at CBS19.tv. Day 5 of a high-profile Smith County murder trial picks up again this morning after a powerful moment in court just before the Labor Day break. Eddie Ramirez's mother is expected to continue her testimony today. Scotty Goebel is accused of killing Eddie Ramirez last October. On the stand, Ramirez's mother, Blanca, gave an emotional testimony recalling the moment she heard the gunshot that took her son's life. She told the jury she thought the bullet had hit the building, but then turned to see her son clutching his stomach. She said, "I never thought it was going to be the last day of my son." Prosecutors say they plan to call 6 to 10 more witnesses before resting their case. Trane Technologies confirms that production at its Tyler facility is paused for the week. Roughly 100 workers will be affected during the shutdown. In a statement, the company's media relations team said, quote, "We continually adjust production plans in response to business needs and market conditions. We are making some changes that will impact employees," end quote. The local union president said layoffs are expected to impact those who have been at the job a year or less. We'll continue to track this story and bring you updates as we learn more from the company. A violent attack in East Texas lands a man behind bars accused of assaulting a woman, injuring her infant, and threatening her with a shotgun. Deputies in Jasper County arrested 26-year-old Remington Boykin on Sunday night. They say he assaulted the woman, hurt her 3-month-old baby during the incident, and then threatened to kill both himself and the woman before running into the woods. Boykin now faces multiple charges, including aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, injury to a child, and interfering with an emergency call. Deputies also discovered that he had an outstanding warrant from Jefferson County for tampering with a government record. And this morning, we're still waiting to see if charges will be filed after an 11-year-old boy was shot and killed while reportedly playing Ding Dong Ditch. It's a game where kids ring a doorbell and then run away. Police say a group of children were going door to door in an East Texas neighborhood, East Houston neighborhood that is, Saturday night when someone inside a home came out and opened fire. The 11-year-old was hit multiple times in the back. He later died at the hospital. Investigators say the boy was visiting family in the neighborhood for a birthday party. Now neighbors are struggling to understand how it turned deadly.
I was just going to say, no, it doesn't. This is the first in 2 years we've ever had a situation. These are all dead-end streets, so we all pretty much know each other in this neighborhood.
Investigators say they are interviewing witnesses and reviewing surveillance video. Police haven't made any arrests yet, but they've removed several guns from the home. 7:09, time for your morning headlines. The search for survivors continues in Afghanistan following a deadly earthquake. The 6.0 magnitude earthquake struck just before midnight on Sunday, not far from the Pakistan border, killing at least 900. But officials say the death toll could rise significantly as many people are feared to be trapped beneath the rubble. Now the Taliban is calling for international help. This is the nation's third major quake since 2021. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson denounced the possibility of federal troops being deployed to the streets of the Windy City. At a Labor Day event, Johnson vowed to defend democracy in Chicago. His remarks come as President Trump posted on social media that leaders in U.S. cities, including Chicago, Los Angeles, and New York, should work with the administration as it seeks to deploy federal troops to more urban areas. And the Trump administration's immigration policies are reshaping the U.S. workforce. According to analysis conducted by the Pew Research Center, preliminary numbers from the Census Bureau show that the number of immigrant workers declined by 1.2 million between January and the end of July. That number includes migrants in the country illegally and legal residents. In recent days, the Trump administration signaled that it's looking to step up immigration enforcement in more U.S. cities. And today marks the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. Japan signed a formal surrender on September 2nd. In 1945, that signing ceremony was held on the deck of the battleship USS Missouri in Tokyo Bay. Americans celebrated in the weeks before and after President Harry Truman announced Japan's surrender from the White House in August. World War II remained the deadliest conflict in human history, spanning 6 continents, involving more than 60 countries, and claiming an estimated 70 to 85 million lives. And lotto fever is growing. The Powerball jackpot has jumped to $1.3 billion after no ticket matched the lucky numbers last night. While the largest prize went unclaimed, at least 2 tickets sold in Montana and North Carolina won $2 million. The next chance to win will be tomorrow night. The odds of winning that jackpot are 1 in 292 million. Well, back in East Texas, behind every job, there's a person, a family, and a story. The annual Labor Day picnic at Lindsay Park was filled with barbecue, music, and families enjoying a well-earned day off. CBS 19's Jamie Hazard has the story.
Beyond the fun, Labor Day has deeper meaning, a tribute to hard work in the community. Claretta Allen, the woman behind the event, says Labor Day is a way for people to get together and celebrate.
This is the labor community coming out with Friends of Labor to help celebrate a day of relaxation away from work.
The community also got the chance to hear from and interact with candidates running for local races such as Tyler resident Dustin Stevens.
I want to try to help the people of Smith County to have a bigger voice.
Longtime volunteer for the picnic, Shanika Caldwell explains the importance of civic engagement.
Informative, especially letting us know about the upcoming mayors and the elections and things like that. People need to know that. Our kids need to know that.
From union members to retirees, families gathered to celebrate not just a day off, but what unites them.
And then they just get to see friends and family that they hadn't seen in a while.
At its heart, Labor Day honors the working class, and many here say that's why they showed up.
Well, I love the working community. I go to work every day.
A moment to rest, reconnect, and remember what the holiday is all about, honoring workers, building community, and looking ahead together.
I mean, a lot of stuff that happens within our community with our Congress people and mayors and stuff like that, it all affects us. It affects our jobs, it affects our families and our friends and everything. And I guess it's just a way to kind of get information out.
And of course, no picnic is complete without a little cheer.
Happy Labor Day.
A day to say thank you to the people whose labor keeps the country and East Texas moving. In Tyler, Jamie Hazard, CBS 19.
All right, it's 7:13 now. Time to take a little break from our news and weather to bring our question of the day this morning. Here it is. Are you a fan of pumpkin spice?
You know
I
what?
gotta hear from you.
I don't think I've ever had pumpkin spice. I've had pumpkin other things.
Like what?
Like pumpkin pie.
Like it?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's
I'm more of an
okay.
apple pie kind of guy.
I think
about
for
you?
me, I'm a yay. I'm a yay on this
Yeah.
one.
Have you
You're
had a
a
pumpkin
Yeah.
spice latte?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I had
Hot
me a
or
couple-
cold?
Cold. I'm always cold.
You're always cold.
Yeah, I'm
Always
always cold. But for me, I like the pumpkin spice. I'm
Yeah.
all the way for it.
Okay.
Especially nice little iced coffee. Can't be bad at it.
I love the smell of it. It smells so yummy, and then I take a sip and I'm like, yep, still don't like it. I want to
tried
like it, but
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't. But I love the smell. So a good like pumpkin spice candle, anything like fall, I love because I love fall. But people are talking over. Well, Jesus, you know, he
Okay,
can't,
what did he say?
He can't
Yeah.
keep away
What
from
did he
us.
say?
He says, "I'll
No.
have it, but I won't be counting down the days for it." LOL.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh my goodness, this is the greatest thing I've ever had. But
Right.
I'm definitely someone. I like to try a lot of new things, and so
Right.
whenever I did try it for the first time, I was like, it wasn't bad.
I think it's a polarizing topic because
No, it is.
Lori says hate it.
Dang.
Okay.
And then let's see, someone else said, love it. It's such a great treat. That was actually Mara.
Oh,
She
Mara
said
said
it.
that?
She said
Okay.
it's a
Well,
great
there you
treat.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
And Ruby says, love, love, love it. Pumpkin season is a wonderful season. I love pumpkins. I love the colors of fall. I just don't like the taste, but I also
like
don't
it.
really, I'm like you, Joel.
Yeah.
Pumpkin pie is just for me.
It's okay.
It's
yeah.
just okay.
It's okay, but I do like the colors and the smell of,
Right.
fall and stuff.
Would be really nice if you could give us some more like fall-like weather over the next few days. You're getting closer.
Yes, yeah, we're in meteorological fall now, so we're starting to count down the days here. We only got a few more weeks left until our first day of fall, and we're definitely going to feel like it, that's for sure.
All right, take it away, man. Go ahead.
All right, let's do this thing. Well, first of all, let's take a look at our traffic before we get into our forecast here. If you're heading out on I-20, should be in pretty good shape. 2 hours to get to Dallas if you're heading westbound in that direction, and an hour and 30 minutes to get to Shreveport. As for US 69, also smooth sailing north and south. 2 hours to get, 2.5 hours to get to Denison, and in about an hour and 30 minutes to get to Lufkin. Now, the only thing you really got to watch for, and this is especially if you are within the areas of Crockett or Groveton, even in Palestine as well, we got some reduced visibilities big time over in Crockett. We got 3/4 of a mile of visibility just due to fog itself just down there, and about 4.5 miles of visibility down in Groveton. So if you're in those areas, definitely make sure to exercise caution. We have a couple of areas of reduced visibility near Nacogdoches, maybe down to about 7 miles down in that direction. Shouldn't be too bad, but if you move further to the south and west, it gets a little bit dicier. Now we go into our future skycast here. We have a couple of isolated random pop-up showers into the heat of the day as we move into this afternoon. Shouldn't be a big deal. Anything that does develop will not last very long. So that's something to be watching for into this afternoon. Your commute forecast for this morning, a couple of areas of fog. I would definitely say yellow light for some locations, but most of us are staying in the clear. I'm giving you green lights overall. Temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s, so rather comfortable. We move into this afternoon, green all the way. Again, a couple of isolated pop-ups, but most will stay dry. Shouldn't affect any travel plans for this afternoon. We're again looking at highs in the middle to upper 80s.
All right, thank you, Joel. We just talked about pumpkin, kind of a taste of fall. Cloves, kind of the same thing. They're known for their warm, spicy flavor, but its use may go far beyond the kitchen. Later in the newscast, how the popular kitchen spice may help relieve pain and inflammation. And coming up in sports, it's rivalry week across East Texas. You ready? That means Tyler High and Tyler Legacy are preparing for the 67th annual Rose City Rivalry. We'll break it down for you coming up next in sports.
It's time for CBS19 Sports.
Welcome back, East Texas. I'm Damian Bartonic. You know what time it is. Time to talk all things sports. The Rose City rivalry has been going on here in Tyler since 1958. A lot has changed since then. Don't ask me what. I'm not really a big history guy. But what hasn't is the work that the Tyler High Lions are putting in. Yesterday was Labor Day, but the fellas in blue and white just did not care because this week means more than a win on your record.
Switch it anyway. Get to the sideline. Keep going. Get over there.
Coach Woods and the crew were working on the big details for their long developing passing plays yesterday. And speaking of developing, that's what this Lions team has done in a hurry. After their scrimmage against Terrell 2 weeks ago, the Lions came out of it just unsatisfied. But they've made major improvements in just 2 weeks. And now they feel they have every ability to make a statement against their inner city rival.
We would work hard and we would train and we would fix every little thing that we got wrong with our coaches, with each other. We would talk to each other about what we need to get right, what we should do, what we needed to get better, what we need to fix, and we would all do that in practice. And you know, it showed on Friday night that that if you train hard enough, you know, it can get you that much better, you know.
And we definitely showed that against Marshall. Marshall was a great team. But, you know, with the rivalry, we have to prepare a lot more, you know, just going out with there.
And on top of noticing an improvement in their game, the Lions also believe this year could be the start of something special. While they're looking for their first playoff bid since 2021, they understand all of their dreams for this season could begin with a win on Friday night, and that's what they expect.
Well, we all hope so, a win. Everybody in this team wants a win. Everybody wants a headline saying their name. You know, but I know the start of the game is going to be red versus blue, and then what I hope so, or what I really think so, Tyler up by a whole bunch of points.
As a team, we all play because we feel that we really can go deep this year. We can go deep into the playoffs, hopefully, you know, potentially go to state.
67th annual Rose City rivalry is going down this Friday night, live from Rose Stadium. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. If you can't make it, hey, y'all know where to catch the recap right here on CBS 19 and streaming on CBS 19 Plus. Now, one of the greatest football coaches of all time took the field alongside his team last night in what was one of the most highly anticipated debuts we've seen in college football history. Bill Belichick's crew came into last night's meeting with TCU as a 3.5-point underdog. And well, it wasn't that close. You see the score at the bottom of your screen there. It was a 48-14 loss in Chapel Bill's debut. That was something nobody saw coming. The Tar Heels went up early 7-0, but were outscored from that point by a score of 48-7, and they didn't even complete a pass in the second half. As for the Horned Frogs, this was as big of a statement you could have possibly made, with over 540 yards of total offense and 3 turnovers forced. TCU has just proven they could be big-time players in the Big 12 this season. And on to the Cowboys now. We're just 2 sleeps away from the start of the NFL season. I just can't wait. Over in Dallas, Jerry Jones' squad has made some moves recently, like trading Micah Parsons for whatever reason, and then paying nearly $100 million to cornerback Deron Bland. Kind of a weird turn of events, but I'd say nonetheless, hey, here at CBS 19, we love when people get paid, so let's talk all things money and see where Bland's new contract ranks him among the NFL's best. The total number of $90 million ranks him 8th and largest overall contract among DBs, as well as his $36.3 million guarantee. Now, in terms of average annual value, the amount he'll be paid per season, should he stay with the Cowboys, he has the 5th highest rate at $22.5 million. Hey, I can use a few dollars, Deron, so if you got some spare money for me, baby, you just let me know. But in all seriousness, Bland got his money's worth and then some. And honestly, it seems like above all, he's just grateful for the opportunity to play on Sundays.
You know, it's just a blessing. You know, that's why I thank God, because not many fifth rounders get that opportunities that I had and be in this league and be able to do what I do. And so I just thank for the opportunity to keep doing being out here.
Now, the Cowboys' newly extended corner will have a chance to earn that money on Thursday night as he lines up against A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Y'all know that's going to be a great matchup, man. And I was also today years old when I found out Dana went to TCU for a couple years, so that was a fun little interesting thing I learned today. But that's all the time I have for you in sports this morning. But stick around because we still got plenty of news and weather for you. Morning, y'all.
All right, we have to do a quick break to do our on-air cut-ins for CBS Mornings. And while news may have a little news already you've been watching that here on CBS 19 Plus. These cut-ins are for our viewers watching on traditional TV, and we'll be right back, so just stick with us. Good morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon. Jesus Martinez is on assignment. Thank you for joining us for this news update. Right now, a registered sex offender is behind bars in East Texas, this time facing disturbing new charges, including bestiality. Deputies with the Gregg County Sheriff's Office say they've arrested 42-year-old Robert Law. He is also accused of evading and resisting arrest. Law has a long criminal history, including a past conviction for indecency with a child. We're working to learn more and bring you the latest as soon as we get it on that arrest. A Venezuelan man who once lived in Longview is back home in Venezuela after being deported and spending months inside one of El Salvador's most notorious prisons. 24-year-old Francisco Garcia Cacique was deported earlier this year after missing an immigration hearing, but instead of being sent directly to Venezuela, he was held at El Salvador's terrorism confinement center, despite his family saying he had no criminal record. His mother, Morelis Cacique, led a campaign to raise awareness, saying her son was profiled because of his tattoos and mistaken identity. Francisco was one of over 200 detainees released in July as part of a U.S.-Venezuela agreement. Oh, and high school football now in full swing. That can only mean one thing: homecoming season right around the corner. And in East Texas, moms are front and center. But while the sparkle and tradition haven't faded, inflation and tariffs are making this Texas favorite more expensive. Local mum makers say materials like ribbons, trinkets, and decorative trim are harder to afford this year because many of those supplies come from overseas. Between inflation and ongoing tariffs on imports, prices have continued to climb. We spoke with two East Texans behind the mum magic who say they've seen a noticeable shift.
It's just astounding, the cost difference from 5 years ago to today. Our wholesale prices are increasing. I'm sure tariffs are involved in that as well, but it just goes up and up and up, just like everything else in the world.
So I don't think we've seen a big impact overall this year as much as we had thought. Maybe it was a little scary. Next year, we're going to see it. I mean, that's with anything.
Despite the added costs, some local businesses say they're doing what they can to keep mums affordable. Amber Rogers at ETX Mums is even offering grants to help students cover the cost. The deadline to apply is September 3rd, and we've got a link to that on CBS19.tv. Let's get a check of your weather now on this Tuesday. Hey there, Joel.
Hey there, Dana. Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful day today. We got a nice mix of clouds and sun expected for this afternoon. We're looking for high temperatures in the upper 80s to low 90s with an occasional pop-up shower or two. Most of us will stay on the dry side, and I think that will continue into your day on Wednesday and Thursday. So we got lots of sunshine to look forward to before we move into a time of rain chances for the weekend. Here's what it looks like in your 7-day forecast. We move up into the low 90s for Thursday and Friday, watching a cold front to come in on Saturday and Sunday with high temperatures falling to the middle 80s.
Welcome back to Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus. This is what's coming up in our second half hour. A young Venezuelan man who once lived in Longview is back home after spending months in one of El Salvador's most notorious prisons. His family says he was held because of a case of mistaken identity, and now he hopes his story changes how migrants are treated. And here in Texas, new laws aim to keep schools safer. The Uvalde Strong Act requires yearly active shooter trainings, emergency gear, and detailed reports from first responders. We'll tell you how this could impact local schools.
And we're looking at some areas of fog this morning, especially in our southwestern parts of the area, potentially down to, actually now down to 3/4 of a mile of visibility in Crockett and 4.5 miles of visibility in Groveton. So some areas of fog to watch for as you head out the door this morning. Our next 3 days look to be very mild with temperatures in the upper 80s to low 90s. We got mostly sunny skies and partly cloudy skies for your Friday with high temperatures in the low 90s. There is a cold front coming in as we move into Saturday with some rain chances. We'll take a look at what that looks like ahead on Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
7:32 on this Tuesday. Good morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon. Jesus Martinez is on assignment. Thank you so much for joining us on CBS 19 Plus. Right now, a registered sex offender is back behind bars in East Texas, this time facing disturbing new charges, including bestiality. Deputies with the Gregg County Sheriff's Office say they've arrested 42-year-old Robert Law. He is also accused of evading and resisting arrest. Law has a long criminal history, including a past conviction for indecency with a child, and we're working to learn more about that, and we'll bring you updates as soon as we get them. A Venezuelan man who once lived in Longview is back after being deported and spending months inside one of El Salvador's most notorious prisons. 24-year-old Francisco Garcia Cacique was deported earlier this year after missing an immigration hearing, but instead of being sent directly to Venezuela at the time, he was held at El Salvador's terrorism confinement center, despite his family saying he had no criminal record. His mother, Morelis Cacique, led a campaign to raise awareness, saying her son was profiled because of his tattoos and mistaken identity. Francisco was one of over 200 detainees released in July as part of a U.S.-Venezuela agreement. He says he is grateful to be reunited with his family, and he hopes his story changes how migrants are treated. More than 800 bills from the regular legislative session are now in effect, including one that addresses law enforcement failures after the 2022 mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde. House Bill 33, the Uvalde Strong Act, requires law enforcement from across the state to come up with their own crisis response policies. And it requires schools to have yearly active shooter trainings, mutual aid agreements, and emergency gear. The bill also mandates that law enforcement agencies and EMS providers complete training programs on how to respond to active shooter threats. First responders will now have to file reports detailing what they did in response to a shooter event. And the Texas Lottery is officially under new management. The Texas Lottery Commission has been abolished, and oversight is now handled by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. Texans can still play all current lottery games. That part hasn't changed, but lawmakers say this new structure is aimed at preventing abuse like mass ticket buying and illegal online sales. Rather than shutting down the lottery altogether, state leaders passed Senate Bill 3070, signed by Governor Greg Abbott, allowing the lottery to continue through 2029, but with tighter restrictions. Texas dove hunting season is officially underway for parts of the state, and game wardens say opening week will bring plenty of traffic to the fields. But before heading out, hunters need the right paperwork, including a Texas hunting license and a migratory game bird stamp. They must also follow strict bag limits. Wardens will be out making sure that everyone is following those rules and staying safe. The fines for breaking the rules can range from $25 to more than $500. And just a note, in South Texas, the regular dove hunting season runs from September 14th to October 26th. Well, with high school football back in full swing now, that means homecoming isn't too far behind. And in true Texas fashion, moms are front and center once again. But while demand is high, so are the costs. CBS 19's Robert De La Garza shows us how local mom makers are balancing rising prices while trying to keep this Texas tradition affordable.
Picking a perfect homecoming mom with all the right bells, whistles, glitter and glam is serious business.
The more looks that you get on your mums, the more exciting it is.
But behind every sparkle and ribbon is hours of hard work that goes into making these Texas-sized moms so memorable.
My grandmother taught me when I was very small, and I thought that another interesting note was that that's how most of us learn, is from family members. It's passed down.
What started as a hobby at just 9 years old has grown into a full-blown labor of love for Amber Rogers, owner of ETX Mums. She says Monday marked the peak of mom-making season, with orders pouring in as homecomings ramp up across the Piney Woods.
This year I'm going to be making close to, or maybe a little over 100 mums.
But this year's a little different. Thanks to lingering inflation and President Trump's tariffs on imported goods, mom makers are bracing for rising costs.
It's just astounding, the cost difference from 5 years ago to today. Our wholesale prices are increasing. I'm sure tariffs are involved in that as well, but it just goes up and up and up, just like everything else in the world. So,
Diana Murray is the owner of Diana's Mums in Longview. They say roughly 30 to 60% of their materials come from overseas. Items from ribbons, trinkets, trims, and so on.
I've had to increase my prices, and I think everybody is just of the understanding of that. I mean, it's just the nature of the economy that we're in right now.
Rogers says this year's shipment was already en route when Trump's tariffs were implemented, allowing her to dodge a price hike for now.
So I don't think we've seen a big impact overall this year as much as we had thought. Maybe it was a little scary. Next year, we're going to see it. I mean, that's with anything.
Even with economic uncertainty on the horizon, many mom makers are already doing what they can to keep prices steady. Because let's be honest, when it comes to mums, bigger is usually better.
You know, if they want bigger and better, like we've been talking about, you know, that's more time and more materials, but we do try to keep it as low as possible.
Because our margin is significant enough where we can probably absorb the cost until the economy levels out a little bit and we have more of an understanding of what's happening with tariffs. So.
But for mums and dads, spending a little extra comes second to keeping a timeless tradition alive and a memory that kids can hold on to forever. For CBS 19, I'm Robert De La Garza.
Well, to try to help battle those rising prices, Amber Rogers with ETX Mums is offering a Mum Grant for students involved in STEM, arts, and athletics. A lot of categories there. You can apply online by September 3rd. Deadline's coming up for a chance to win store credit toward a mum or garter. The link is over on CBS19.tv. All right, let's talk trending stories now. The first one taps into Y2K nostalgia. That was a minute ago. As Taco Bell is launching a new Decades Y2K menu. Starting September 9th, the fast food chain is bringing back 5 fan favorites from the early 2000s, all priced under $3. On the menu, the caramel apple empanada, I don't remember that one, Cool Ranch Doritos Los Tacos, the 7-layer burrito, the double-decker taco, and the chili cheese burrito. The revival is part of Taco Bell's Decades menu, like we mentioned, and like always, it's only a limited time offer while supplies last. Any of those that sound appealing and you'd like to bring back into your life?
A lot of them. I think, what was that, the chili cheese burrito?
Yeah,
that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, oh man, y'all. So for me, you know, growing up as a gamer, like Taco Bell is kind of like gamer, like, I don't know, it's just like
gamer fuel.
It's in the culture of it, right? And Doritos Locos Tacos, top tier, right? I mean, can't argue that. 7-layer burrito, top tier. No sour cream, though. I hate sour cream.
Oh, I love sour cream.
And then, no, never. And then chili cheese burrito. Yeah, they know what they're doing.
I loved that double-decker taco, which I think, if I recall it correctly, it had a regular taco on the inside and then a soft taco on the outside.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a little soft with a little crunch.
I'm surprised you would like something like that. You know, you're real healthy, you eat a lot of healthy foods. I'm surprised you of all people would like something like that.
I was working a lot of hours back then in news, and I was in my 20s, and it was a long time ago.
I can't believe we're talking Y2K. It feels like it was just yesterday. I was, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old.
Me too. I was working at 2, 3, 4. I was working hard. My young age. Okay, now this next one could either be a dream experience for you or something that you cannot fathom spending $100 on. Food stands at the U.S. Open in New York are serving up some bold flavors along with world-class tennis, and fans are particularly buzzing about caviar-topped chicken nuggets outside Arthur Ashe Stadium. The Korean-inspired spot Kokodak is charging $100 for those 6 nuggets with a side of caviar. Fans are loving it, but some are saying that they need to make more money to buy this special menu item.
Yeah, I know y'all talked about this at 6. I just think it's, I needed to say something. I mean, I just can't believe it. $100 for 6 nugs.
I know.
6 nugs, $100.
I know.
Here's the thing, is I might do it only to try it, to see what caviar and a nugget tastes like, because to me that doesn't sound like a winning combo.
100. I just can't get over the
You're
fact
not having
$100. And then you saw the nugs, right? They didn't look at like anything spectacular.
They kind of look like a chicken McNugget.
They like chicken McNugget. And I could get 20 of them jokers for $5. You know what I mean? I couldn't believe it.
He's not doing it.
No, I'm not doing it.
I think we know his answer.
Yeah, we know what I'm talking about.
Well,
here.
the tickets to the U.S. Open tennis are also pretty pricey.
Absolutely.
So maybe a different clientele there. Okay, the decor of summer is looking a little spookier. Summerween is taking over stores nationwide, and even Disneyland is getting into the Halloween spirit earlier than ever. From Jack Skellington to glowing pumpkins, Disneyland has turned the Haunted Mansion into a nightmare before Christmas. For the first time, the makeover happened in August, taking just 13 days and 20-hour shifts to complete. Looks like fun. Imagineers say it's all about bringing the boo to guests sooner. The annual holiday haunt now features new animatronics, thousands of lights, and freshly baked gingerbread houses, all part of the spooky magic that keeps fans coming back year after year. We love a holiday. That's just all there is to it.
That sounds swell, pal.
I
had to break that out. I had to break that out. I mean, there was Disney and Haunted Mansion. I used to be a big fan of the Haunted Mansion.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
My brother-in-law, big into Disney stuff, Disneyland. I like Disneyland as well. But
yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I can view it the same now that you say this. I mean, I just envision you anytime I see Mickey Mouse or anything like that.
He's our president, Mickey Mouse. But do you mind the holiday coming earlier?
For me, anything fall related is a dub, right? It's a win for me.
It's a dub.
So I'm cool with it, but shout out to my brother-in-law, Corey, man. I'm sure he's going to love this, you know?
Well, if Christmas comes earlier, now Halloween has to come earlier, so it just sort of makes
We're just moving into the holiday season right away, I guess.
Now if we could just get the weather to do a little shift with us. Our
Yeah.
mindset, we're in the fall mode.
Right.
Weather still lingering in the summer mode.
Coming right up, though. Got some nice fall-like temperatures going into next week, and we'll take a look at that full 7-day forecast in just a second. But at the moment, the biggest thing that we're watching for is some areas of denser fog, especially in our southwestern areas. We got 4 miles of visibility in Palestine, 3 3/4 mile visibility in Crockett, down to 6 miles in Groveton, and 7 miles for Nacogdoches. So especially in these particular areas, there's going to be definitely some limited visibilities in that direction. So if you're driving in that direction, definitely take that into account as you're heading out this morning. Temperatures for this afternoon, fog is going to be burning off big time. Those temperatures are going to be building into the upper 80s to low 90s with intervals of sunshine and clouds. And can't rule out maybe a stray pop-up shower out of the heat of the day. Most everybody will stay dry, though. This is kind of what it looks like. This is essentially a 20 to 30% chance of rain. Anything that does develop will be gone pretty quickly. So we're not expecting too impactful of any rain chances for today and into the next couple of days. Watching plenty of sunshine, temperatures eventually building into the low 90s by the time we get to Thursday. And again, that sunshine holding on. Here's what it looks like on your 7-day forecast. So 89 for today, stray isolated pop-up thunderstorms for Tuesday. And then we go into partly cloudy skies for Wednesday, transitioning to mostly sunny for Thursday. We'll be up to the low 90s by then. Friday, we got increased cloud cover thanks to a cold front coming in. We'll be down to 92 degrees for Friday, then down even further into the upper 80s to even middle 80s by the time we get to the end of the weekend with additional isolated to scattered shower and thunderstorm chances. And I do think we look to stay in those middle 80s for the foreseeable future.
I'll take it. Thanks so much, Joel. Well, still ahead this morning. When your back aches, you may think you know the source, but some doctors say all the pain starts in the brain. Coming up, how your mind could be the key to easing chronic pain. .48 now. September is known as Pain Awareness Month, and more than 51 million Americans report living with chronic pain. Over the past couple of decades, experts say increased prescriptions of opioid medications were seen as a quick fix, but it also led to widespread misuse. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither sits down with a neurosurgeon who explains why the pain you may be feeling is coming from your brain and how knowing that may help you find relief.
When your back constantly hurts, you may think you know where the pain is originating, but you may also be wrong.
All pain occurs in the brain. If your brain doesn't decide you have pain, then you don't have pain.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta says he by no means is diminishing pain, but he says humans can do almost anything within reason to the body and not have pain if their brain decides it's not there. On the other hand, he says the brain can also create pain where it shouldn't exist.
People who don't have limbs anymore, phantom limb pain, for example, how does that happen? How is the brain creating pain in a part of the body that doesn't even exist? There's a lesson in there, and that is that all pain is in the brain, which is an opportunity, I think, to try and control it.
Gupta says the first step to managing chronic pain through your brain is to realize it often comes with baggage. It may be depression, anxiety, poor sleep, or loneliness.
Pain is a truly mysterious biopsychosocial phenomenon. We don't know how to measure it, we don't know how to categorize it, but we know that it comes with all these things sort of intermingled.
To unlock the brain's power of pain relief, Gupta says lifestyle changes may be in order, including an anti-inflammatory diet, using movement as medicine, meditation, and prioritizing adequate quality sleep.
I think it's hard for people to sort of wrap their heads around that sometimes because it makes sense. Oh, my shoulder's bothering me, it's waking me up. But could it be that your poor sleep in the first place is causing your pain to get worse? That's where the science is really heading.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
All right, good morning, everybody. Here's your forecast here on CBS 19 Plus. The main thing, I should say, excuse me, words are fun this morning. The main thing we're watching for this morning are some areas of dense fog, especially in our southwestern parts of the area. We got Palestine down to 4 miles of visibility and three-quarter mile visibilities in Crockett. Those are the main areas with the densest fog in those areas. Got some reduced visibilities even in Nacogdoches and Jacksonville, down to 8 miles in Jacksonville and down to 7 miles in both Nacogdoches and Carthage. So there will be a little bit of a noticeable difference in those visibilities in those directions, but especially if you are within those southwestern areas, definitely make sure to take those precautions because those visibilities are going to be very, very limited in those areas. Temperatures, on the other hand, upper 60s to low 70s across much of East Texas. For today, we'll make it to about the middle to upper 80s, maybe even the low 90s in some spots with intervals of clouds and sunshine. So it'll be a pretty nice day as we head outside this afternoon. And you can see that on your future skycast here. Things will stay mainly quiet. A couple of isolated pop-ups in the heat of the day will be possible, but anything that does develop will have a chance to really basically just disappear altogether. It's really going to be a low-end chance for today and even into tomorrow and even into your Thursday. Future skycast nice and quiet, but those temperatures will be building into the low 90s, especially as we go into Thursday. Here's what it looks like on your 7-day forecast. So 89 for today, 89 for Wednesday, and then 93 as we move into Thursday, becoming mostly sunny. Cloud cover returns as we move into Friday as a cold front pushes in. That'll really come into the picture as we move into Saturday, Sunday, and even into Monday, watching those temperatures fall to the upper 80s to potentially the middle 80s by the time we get to Sunday and Monday with another round of rain chances.
All right, let's take a break from doing some news and weather to bring you our question of the day of this morning. Here it is. Are you a fan of pumpkin spice? Well, Damien has said that he is a big fan.
Oh, I'm well. Okay, now you're putting little words in my mouth.
Okay.
I said I'm a fan. Not
He's a
big
fan.
I'm a yay.
He's a minor fan.
Yeah, I'm not. You know, I'm not like a fan of like my favorite football team of pumpkin spice, but I like it. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at it.
You're not mad at it.
Yeah. What about you, Joel?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that I'll let you know later after I try it.
He's going to start drinking coffee first. He doesn't even like coffee yet, so this is going to be hard for him.
Yeah, no, I like iced coffee. That's about.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do like iced coffee.
They make an iced pumpkin spice. It's just not my I just don't like it. I do like a pumpkin loaf situation because there's some little like cream cheese situation going on there that I think molds the flavors better for me because it's a little spicy. Pumpkin spice is a little spicy for me in my coffee. Joanna said, I'm with you, Joanna. She said, I had it once and it was like drinking pumpkin pie filling. No, thank you.
Yeah, I could see that too, but I'm not gonna lie. You said pumpkin loaf. Anything that's pumpkin flavored or even in a bread form, right? You got banana bread, which is top tier for me.
So
you got
good.
pumpkin bread, top tier for me, right?
Oh yeah.
You got gingerbread, right? Top tier. Anything that's probably made with bread, I'm probably gonna like. And then now that too, the pumpkin spice, like the iced coffee part, I'm with it. You got to try it, man.
Yeah,
maybe today
I do.
is the day. You know?
I think today might be the day. I mean, we need to fix that.
Yeah, maybe, or you could just wait till you might need it after OU might lose to Michigan this weekend.
All right, buddy. It's so weird because that's my home state. I'm so conflicted, but not really. Boomer Sooner.
Well. There, see, he chose.
Yeah, Boomer Sooner. I'm not mad at that. We're gonna have a discussion. Maybe maybe we'll have to do another chat like this about OU and all that stuff. But you're my boy, man.
Yeah, man.
For me, I'm saying it's a hard no on the pumpkin spice latte, but I love the way it smells. So when people get it, I'm cool with it. As long as I don't have to partake.
Yeah, you're happy, and like I said, it smells good. You mentioned candles earlier.
I do love
they smell so good. I would never eat a candle, but we might want to.
You feel like it?
Yeah, it smells appetizing.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I love the smells of fall. It's so nice.
Resist.
Yeah.
Resist.
They have some other fall coffee drinks that I'll drink at different locations. It's just not the PSL. It's just not my personal journey. All right, we have to take a quick break to do our on-air cut-ins for CBS Mornings. While it may be news that you've already seen, if you've been watching here on CBS 19 Plus, these cut-ins are for our viewers watching on traditional television. We'll be right back. Just stick with us. Good morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon. Jesus Martinez is on assignment. Thank you for joining us for this news update. Additional support and counseling will be available for Sabine ISD students and staff today following the death of a high school student. The school district confirms the student died following an incident yesterday. Right now, details are limited, and the district says the situation is still under investigation and is not releasing more at this time. In a statement, Sabine ISD shared their condolences and asked that you keep the families, school, and community in your prayers. Day 5 of a high-profile Smith County murder trial picks up this morning after a powerful moment in court just before the Labor Day break. Eddie Ramirez's mother is expected to continue her testimony. Scotty Goebel is accused of killing Eddie Ramirez last October. On the stand, Ramirez's mother, Blanca, gave an emotional testimony. She told the jury she thought the gunfire hit the building, but then turned to see her son clutching his stomach. She said, "I never thought it was going to be the last day of my son." Prosecutors say they plan to call 6 to 10 more witnesses. Labor Day is often seen as the unofficial end of summer, but it's also a time to honor the American worker. In Tyler, the Smith County Regional Labor Council hosted a Labor Day picnic at Lindsay Park, giving families a chance to enjoy a well-deserved day off. People came together to honor the holiday's meeting while enjoying barbecue, live music, and plenty of fun.
I mean, labor really says it all right there, you know. We all work hard and try to take care of our families, and, you know, this is a good time for us to come together.
The community also got to hear from candidates running for local races. It's time now to get a check of your weather on this Tuesday. Everybody's heading back to work and school.
That's right. We got a beautiful day in store for us this afternoon. Upper 80s to low 90s is what we can expect by this afternoon, with intervals of sunshine and clouds. It's going to be a beautiful one out there. Our future skycast very quiet across the board. Got a couple of stray pop-up showers that we're going to be watching for this afternoon, but anything that does develop into this afternoon will be very brief and short-lived, so not really watching for too significant of rain chances into today. That goes into Wednesday and Thursday as well. Future skycast nice and quiet all the way through with plenty of sunshine, so that's definitely going to be something to look forward to. Our temperatures in our 7-day forecast and conditions, of course, will be 89 for today, 89 for Wednesday with partly cloudy skies, mostly sunny for your day on Thursday. We'll be up to 93 degrees by then, 92 for Friday with partly cloudy skies, and then we're watching for our next weather maker as we move into this weekend. We're watching for a cold front to move into the area that not only will bring our temperatures down a little bit, but it'll also bring in some isolated to scattered rain chances. So that's something we're going to keep an eye on. And I do think, look at those temperatures in the middle 80s. Those temperatures I think will likely stick around through the next week, with our 6 to 10 day outlook slightly below average.
Two stories before you head out the door this morning. A registered sex offender is back behind bars in East Texas, this time facing disturbing new charges, including bestiality. Deputies with the Gregg County Sheriff's Office say that they've arrested 42-year-old Robert Law. Law has a long criminal history, including a past conviction for indecency with a child. We are working to learn more, and we'll bring you updates as soon as we get them. And a violent attack in East Texas lands a man behind bars accused of assaulting a woman, injuring her infant, and then threatening her with a shotgun. Deputies in Jasper County arrested 26-year-old Remington Boykin Sunday night. They say he assaulted the woman, hurt her 3-month-old baby during the incident, and threatened to kill both himself and the woman before running into the woods. Boykin now faces multiple charges. Now over to Joel. Things are looking pretty nice for this Tuesday.
Absolutely. They're going to be much better as we head into the later parts of this afternoon. We're still watching for some limited visibility, especially in our southwestern locations. We're down to 5 miles in Palestine, a little bit better in Crockett. We were down to 3/4 of a mile of visibility, but now it has improved since then. We're up to about 5 miles of visibility in that direction. But there are some areas of fog that we're going to have to watch for this morning that will quickly burn off into the later parts of this morning. We'll see high temperatures in the upper 80s to low 90s with partly cloudy skies. Our future skycast nice and quiet, despite maybe a couple of occasional pop-up showers this afternoon, but they will be very, very short-lived if they even really get going at all. And then we move into Wednesday and Thursday. Should be very quiet with lots of sunshine. Look at that. Can you hear the crickets? I sure can. Future skycast nice and quiet as we take a look at the next couple of days. Our 7-day forecast shows some increased rain chances into this weekend. We got upper 80s as we move into Saturday, and then middle 80s by the time we get to Sunday and Monday with, again, those increased rain chances. And I do think we look to stay in those middle 80s as we continue into even next week.
I can't wait until you say lower 80s, upper 70s. All right, here's something else that's pretty good this morning. There was a different kind of first pitch at Monday's Brewers game. Check this out. Instead of a ball, a golden retriever. named Hawk was delivered to longtime first responder James Small. Look at that.
Oh.
The surprise made possible by Vortex, Custom Canines, and the Brewers. They gave the Small service dog to help him with PTSD. After more than 30 years serving Milwaukee, he says he is excited to team up with Hawk, both on and off the field. Oh, that is a feel-good kind of story.
I
right?
do love golden retrievers.
Aren't they?
They're
and
just
they're
so
beautiful.
playful.
Yeah, playful. They're beautiful dogs, loyal, smart. Or they're smart dogs, aren't they?
Yes,
they're
and
smart.
They're good dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope that's a perfect combination for the two of them.
Yeah, no, I
I'm
absolutely
sure.
love it. My dog Rhea is she likes to be smart sometimes. You know,
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes she likes to try to chew on my shoelaces, which is a whole nother discussion that we don't got enough time to get into.
That's
but,
smarts.
Yeah.
Well, they love shoes, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, thank you so much for continuing your day with us here on Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus. Catch the noon show coming up on CBS 19 and CBS 19 Plus, and keep it here for the latest news and weather throughout the day. And here's what's coming up on CBS 19 Plus. We hope you have a great morning and a great rest of your day.